Okay.
We're on right now, yeah.
Cool. Let me just set that up.
Alright. So, welcome back to the Idiots Podcast. We have, obviously, the co-host here.
Hello.
So,
And we have a special guest, which, if he wants to introduce himself, he can.
before I introduce myself, what is this podcast like covering? Is it wrestling?
Pretty much just life, in general.
Okay.
Just
Cool.
what you...
Yeah.
Yeah, just what we like,
So
Yeah.
my ring name is Jason Levi or Jason Levels. It depends on what show I'm doing. The shoot name is Eric Maldonado. And it's nice to meet you guys.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna set up. Actually, fuck it.
Yeah. So, Silver,
Yes.
you can ask the first question.
Oh, I just want to ask him, how's your day going so far?
I appreciate you asking that, man. It's going pretty good. It's the Sundays I usually take it slow.
Yeah.
How's your day going, man?
It's a lot, yeah.
It's going... We are actually having a good day.
That's good.
Hmm?
It's good to hear. So what happened the last time with the
I
sound
had
system or
to
whatever?
fix the computer. I had to have a buddy over to fix it. The CPU was kind of buggy, so we had to get a new one. But, like I was gonna ask you, what got you into wrestling?
It's so for the longest time I always thought wrestling was never an option because there are all these like behemoths, and
Yeah.
I'm just like an average sized guy.
Yeah.
So I never even looked that way. And then I think it was during the pandemic that that TV show Heels came out.
Yeah, I watched that too.
Yeah. So I'm chilling in my cousin's place, and we're just watching Heels, and he looks at me because I'm pretty athletic. I lift weights and stuff. It's like he's just like, "Hey, why don't you do that?" And I'm like, why don't I, right?
Yeah.
And so the first thing I do is I Google like wrestling schools around me, and the rest is history.
Mm.
I'm gonna set up a little wall just to maintain my privacy.
Yeah.
I'm with you guys though.
All right. Silver, if you want to ask another one, you can, because we're going back and forth here.
Yeah.
So, this is actually a good podcast so far.
Hey, can I ask you guys what made you guys want to start podcasting?
Me and him have like a thing for like a lot of good stuff. So we just wanted to talk about what we loved, like anime, wrestling,
Yeah.
and all that. So we just started it.
You guys watching Solo Leveling?
This guy has, yes, Silver has.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty good, huh?
Mm.
I think but there's one anime that I'm freaking head over heels over right now, which is Dr. Stone.
Mm.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about watching that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's just it's like for the first time there's an anime where like there's no superpowers, and it's so interesting because it's still interesting and it's still exciting,
I know.
Because he just uses like science. He uses his brain.
Mm. That is actually.
I actually wanted to
It's
ask
also-
you, what is your favorite anime of all time?
Right now, of all time,
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Mine is Black Clover because I love Black Clover.
Black
really-
Clover. They gotta finish that shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is it okay if I curse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We're not all like that.
Yeah. We just did a segment last time about roasting other YouTubers. That was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
But actually, I want to become a wrestler too. So I've been trying to train. I've been doing that. I've been training. I've been walking. Here in Kansas, like at 8 o'clock at night, it's really cold, but I still do that every day.
Mm.
That's why I had the mask on.
Are there any nice the lucha mask?
Yeah. I actually painted it myself.
Oh, sick!
Yeah.
That looks really good.
Yeah.
Nice. Is there a school around you?
Yeah. It's just that I don't have the money right now, so I'm saving up.
Yeah, yeah. I got lucky because the school that I was going to was really cheap.
Yeah,
Mm.
For a school, because some schools they just ask like they'll ask like $3,000 for like 6 months, which I'm sure like at the end of the day like it it evens out, but
yeah,
like the school I was going to is like 175 a month, so that was doable, you know.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah, it's a lot.
Silver, ask your other question. I know you had one more.
Well, I am actually a weirdo with my favorite anime. I actually like Tokyo Ghoul. That's something.
I've considered it. I've considered watching it. Yeah, I might, when things get slow.
Yeah, it's actually I like it the first season, but the more you go into it, you start to hate it, and most people do.
Oh, why is that?
It's because the third season they end up changing it, and they make it look a lot different, basically.
Oh, the visuals.
And it's like he lost his memory and all that stuff.
Oh, so the
Basically.
story. You
Yeah,
just
the
ruin
story.
it for half of the world.
Yeah, I like it at the end because he ended up actually having a good life.
Nice.
I'm still on episode 1, so I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's been like 2 years. I've been watching
Yeah,
Hellsing and stuff, so
I started like the first 2 episodes of that one, the vampire one, right?
yeah. And I was watching Full Metal, which is what I'm watching right now, Brotherhood.
Yeah, I recently watched Full Metal for a second time because like I remember it being the best anime I'd ever seen at the time, but watching it a second time, I was like, oh, it's actually
Yeah.
slower than I remember. I probably feel the same way about Hunter x Hunter.
I'm actually pretty late into getting into anime. I didn't really recently start liking anime until my friend got me into it.
Yes.
Nice.
Basically,
And he just got it into wrestling because of me, because I told him about wrestling. Right now, he likes Rey Mysterio because... But he hates his son.
Yeah, I think that's if that's how you feel about it, then they're doing their job.
Yeah.
yeah.
I know I watched some of your matches. I mean, I watched all of them on your channel. They were good.
Mhm.
But, like, I looked at all the entirety roster of MPW. They have some good names there.
Yeah, for sure.
What we wanted to do was interview more of them as well. Because, why
Yeah.
not?
No. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was lucky with MPW because like it was so close to me, like it was like 15 minutes away, and they do get like the best of SoCal. They recently had Jack Cartwheel, which I wanted to go watch, but I have an injury right now, so I kind of don't want to do shit.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, do you ever really get hurt while you're fighting?
I'm hurt right now.
Yeah.
but I wasn't fighting. I wasn't wrestling for this injury. This was like a gymnastics injury. It's for wrestling. Most of my injuries have been just doing it too consistently. I was in the military for 5 years, so I came out of the military with knee and lower back problems, and so wrestling really aggravates those. So I have had to step away from wrestling a couple of times, partly because of those injuries. I was wrestling on an injured back for like a couple of weeks, and I was just like, nah, I can't do this anymore.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and it was important that I stopped wrestling because when you're hurt and you increase your chances of getting more hurt. You know what I mean? So I'm not at the age where I can just ignore it.
Yeah, that's actually very.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, what is your favorite wrestler like now to watch?
My favorite wrestler today is WhosAzreal.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, if you were to ask me when I was like in my teens or when I was younger, it would probably be Kane.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Me and my mom like The Undertaker, so as in like older wrestlers.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like
yeah.
right now, I'm more of like more towards Penta and all the other luchadors.
Nice.
I've been getting
Yeah,
into that. I've been getting into more MPW because it is fun to watch. It's fucking fun.
yeah, it is.
And
Yeah.
I've been grinding on that, and I've been watching Triple AI and all the other promotions I've watched in a while. So
Uh,
I'm happy
yeah.
with what wrestling is today.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's evolving. It's evolving into just like a quarterback today is evolving, where it's like you can't just be a pocket player anymore. You have to be able to run as a quarterback, right?
Yeah,
Wrestling's doing the same thing, where it's like you can't just be this 6'4" beefed up guy who can who can entertain with his words. Now you got to be an athlete too.
yeah,
So if it's not evolving, it's dying. You know,
yeah,
Yeah.
because even if you go back a couple of years, like when's the last time you heard Bruno Sammartino give a promo? You know, it's always evolving.
yeah.
Mm.
You know, I think I pretty much started in like when I was a toddler is when I started watching wrestling,
Yeah,
and I loved it ever since. Now I'm trying to get this guy into wrestling
yeah,
because he's pretty
huh.
new to it. So
Nice.
for a newbie, what would you recommend for him to watch? As
Like match wise?
like match and show wise, yeah.
Oh, I don't, I don't watch as much wrestling today, just because I don't have the time,
Yeah.
or I don't
Yeah.
make the time. Like I choose not to make the time.
Mm.
But I mean, if you're gonna any Kurt Angle match, you
Yeah.
know, on the other like my I would say my other favorite wrestler on par with WhosAzreal today was, or I guess back then I hated him because I was young and
Yeah.
naive. But when you watch him today and you see the genius that he is and the athlete that he is,
Yeah.
respect, But that comes with growing up,
Yeah.
realizing not just growing up, but like I went to acting school and I went to screenwriting school, so I'm now an artist. Back then I wasn't, and so it's just
Yeah.
watching him work is just chef's kiss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm.
I know back then I hated The Miz. Now I just think he's a good wrestler now.
Yeah,
He's
Mm.
just pretty good on the mic. I watched him with his thing against LA Knight on like social media. It was good back
mm,
to back promos. And I'm like,
yeah,
he should get more. Him and The Miz are
oh yeah,
actually pretty good.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to catch up on what promos sound like today.
Yeah.
And look
I
something up.
haven't I think I've only been watching Raw because I don't have the other time to do that because I've been doing my Twitch and other stuff like that, painting,
Mm,
because I'm a
mm.
really good painter.
Nice.
Because I'm gonna paint this again, but I painted it this way because I like this color.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah,
I actually been teaching myself how to digital code recently.
yeah,
Well, like, how do you, what can you do? What do you create with that?
Like games on Unreal Engine, and like you can create almost anything basically
yeah,
with digital coding.
So are you learning the coding and then the sculpting aspect too, or just the coding?
Mainly the scoping and the coding. I'm trying to get both of them down really well.
Oh, you're trying to get, but that's gonna be a while, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Hell yeah, that's I'm on the same path too. Believe it or not, I'm like I got my little. Let's see, but I'm trying to create content. Like I got this book right here. It's
yeah,
teach me how to create virtual filmmaking because I I'm not very I'm not a very social person, so
yeah,
I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just do it myself. You know what I mean?
Neither am I. I'm not very social at
me
all.
neither.
No. Well, it's not even like. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
When I say not very social, it's just I my biggest weakness is like networking. It's like going out to find the right people. But once I sit down with somebody, I'm capable of having a meaningful conversation. You know.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
it's just I'm an introvert.
yeah.
I guess you can label me.
I was gonna
Yeah.
ask you, what was your first ever anime you've watched, just to spice things up?
first ever.
Yeah.
I think it was Digimon.
Mine was My Hero because my cousin, he'll kind of like tease me with Naruto. He'll say nah, and then he'll turn it off, and then he put on My Hero. I watched it. Now I'm in love with anime, but my
Yeah.
second one was Naruto, and I loved Naruto.
Yeah.
I'm more of like
Mine,
I like older stuff, so older wrestling, older anime.
Uh,
I'm
my
more
first anime was actually very dark. I watched Attack on Titans. That was my first anime.
nice. Nice. That's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah. It
To
took
see his mom.
forever to finish.
I haven't even watched it.
It's good. It's worth it.
I still need to watch Dragon Ball. I haven't watched that either.
Yeah.
I
At
was I was watching the first one. I
Mm.
watched like the first ever one, and then I was gonna go to Z right after that.
Mm.
But
Oh,
my
you're
other
actually watching Dragon Ball.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Z.
my
Okay.
friend Logan, he is a big Goku stan and a Batman stan, so we just make fun of him sometimes. We just put jokes in there.
Yeah.
So, like, you like superheroes, right? Who doesn't?
Yeah, of course.
Who is your favorite from Marvel and DC? Your two favorites.
Favorite from Marvel's Deadpool, and then favorite from DC is Superman.
Xavier
Yeah.
Silver
I actually
also
love
likes it.
Deadpool too.
Yeah. Mine,
Oh yeah.
for I had to go a little bit weird for Marvel. It is Wolverine.
Mm.
Then
Yeah.
DC, it is Batman.
Nice. Yeah.
Because like you can be like him in real life, you can learn his stuff, and you can strive to be like him. That's why I like him.
I prefer Nightwing to Batman because
Yeah.
he's more acrobatic, and I love that shit.
I think
like gymnastics and stuff.
my
But the
favorite.
reason I love Superman is because his thing isn't to like overcome like
Yeah.
because he's already the strongest. His whole thing is like holding back. And I want to relate to that because whenever I jump into something, I want to be the best. I want to be so good at it that I just I need to hold back a little bit.
Hey, Silver.
That's always. Huh?
Should we just expose what we're doing, buddy?
Oh yeah.
We're actually making a comic book ourselves.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I have my main character, Phantom. He's pretty good, but like, we based him off of like Black Panther and Batman, so.
Nice.
But he is good. I like him. Then we got
Yeah.
Tank, which he's a war veteran because we wanted to spice things up, kind of like Captain
Punisher
America.
type character.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like, he's more of like ready all the time. He's like
Yeah.
he still works for the military, but like under like some other organization.
Mm.
We're making that.
How are you guys how are you guys preparing for that? Like, what kind of research are you guys dropping into your comic books?
What we're actually doing is we're researching characters and all that, and we're writing this information down and all that.
Yeah, so it's pretty much.
understand
I took some inspiration from some other characters, so it's really cool. Because I wanted to do this.
Where are you guys looking?
DC, Marvel, any other like hero franchise.
Oh, okay.
Specifically towards characters, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I'm trying to like. The reason I'm asking is for myself. I'm trying to think of like when I start like making like virtual filmmaking stuff. I'm trying to figure out like where to look to like create.
Yeah.
Like a character based on reality, and right now I'm thinking maybe history, maybe not politics, government,
Yeah.
just, where we are today, where we were, and it's just
I know. I am incorporating some King Arthur into my character Phantom
Nice.
because he's gonna have like a blade that's like specific to him. It's kind of like Excalibur,
Yeah.
but it's called the Phantom Blade because his name is Phantom. But he's from a secret organization or thing called Sentinel, which he's the last prince.
Hey, what?
He's the last prince of Sentinel.
Last Prince of Sentinel. Is it okay? That's
Yeah. His father is actually evil.
Kingdom.
What
Yeah.
time?
Oh, he's evil.
His
What type
father's
of
evil, yeah.
virtual making are you trying to do?
I don't know yet. I'm just trying to learn like the basics right now and see what it becomes. I'd like to do like mocap eventually, just because as soon as I heal from my injury, I plan on training again. And I like to be in control of my production. That's one thing that I've struggled with wrestling is that your career is in the hands of other people, and that could be it could be dangerous. Not dangerous, but I just like being in control of my own fate.
Yeah.
The other dude froze.
Oh, I probably do that every once in a while.
Okay.
But me and Silver wanted to ask if you had any crazy stories when you were wrestling, because he is actually curious.
Honestly, like, what do you mean by crazy? Like
Just like
sex and drugs and
no,
rock and roll in the back?
no, just something that like changed your life in wrestling. Something that like inspired you to keep doing it while you're in it.
Oh, for me, it's what I love about wrestling, as opposed to everything else that I've done, because I've done acting in front of camera, I've done acting in theater, is that well, I love violence. Not like to hurt people, but
Yeah.
I love like I trained MMA when I was in the military, and I continued to train outside. Um, so I love that, but I felt like I was getting too old for to make it a thing.
Yeah.
Um, so I love that it combines the combat sport with the acting, and
Yeah.
it's for live. So it has every single aspect of performance that I love. I think, and then the other thing is learning to think less. Um, like my like I was determined to be the best at promos in MPW, and the biggest thing that I learned was plan less. Not plan less, but like, well, you kind of, yeah, plan less. It's like be less scripted, be more like I would just give my like I went from I started at creating like these like 5 minute scripts, and I was like, this is gonna win the people, and I cut it down to like, okay, give myself 3 notes and then just work off of that.
Yeah.
There's no greater connection to being in the moment, I feel, than wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're connected with the person that you're working with live, which doesn't, physically live, like fighting,
Yeah.
the choreography between them, and then you can't forget the crowd. The crowd is everything. So, it's just I've never been more in the moment than when I was in wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, do you have any advice for people who want to be like actors or wrestlers? Like any
A
advice?
lot, yeah, a
Yeah.
lot, yeah. Um, uh, um, for wrestlers,
Yeah.
well, first of all, for actors, if you're gonna be like a thespian, like if you're gonna try to be the next Daniel Day-Lewis, or one of the greatest actors of all time, learn as much technique as you can and see what works.
Yeah.
Because everybody's built differently. Like some people can get to that emotional state using their own issues, their own trauma,
Yeah.
and then other people have to imagine everything, like, because they're more empathetic, so learn as much as you can about all the techniques that are out there, and don't assume this is the right one. Learn the next one, and then also everything that you learn in life is that you want to learn, it all connects. So like you painting, or
Yeah.
that's gonna come in handy one way or another in whatever you want to do next.
Yeah.
Artistically, anyways.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
That makes sense.
As a wrestler, I can't give much advice because like I'm still so new to this.
Yeah.
Um, and I butt heads with the people that I work with because I'm an artist, you know, and um, I I you know my art is my baby. So when somebody tries to tell me I can't do something, I I take it personal, and that's gotten me into a lot of trouble in wrestling. So if you're young, if you're starting, if you really want to do the wrestling thing, just be a sponge at first. I would say.
Yeah.
I,
Mhm.
I I didn't have time for that shit, but if you're young and
Yeah.
you're starting, be a sponge. Do what you're told, um, and yeah,
Silver?
That makes
that
sense.
that huh?
I was talking to
That
Silver.
makes.
Hey, Silver, you
Oh,
have any other questions? Go, Silver.
I see that he's wearing Adventure Times. Do you like Adventure Time?
Yeah, it's a I always think about this one scene in Adventure Time, and it just makes me like laugh. Doesn't matter like where I'm sitting or whatever. Where like he's just sitting on a couch and he's eating a sandwich, and then as soon
Yeah.
as he's done eating the sandwich, he just takes a nap.
Yeah.
I
And
like
like that
that one scene
that
where like he's a baby and he's like, "I'm a big fat baby," and I'm like, "You're what?"
yeah that's yeah that's I like that type of comedy because it's less structured. It's
Yeah.
just like it's just being real. It's just those intrusive thoughts, you know, that you're
Yeah.
allowing to spew out.
I
That
know.
makes sense.
I've watched a lot of regular show and Adventure Time. I think they're both
Yeah,
really good.
yeah, oh yeah,
I love them both. It's the type of comedy that only certain people will get.
yeah. Oh, the other thing, the other note I would give anyone who's planning on training in wrestling is it's not about what you do in class that'll make you stand out. It's what you do outside of class. Whether that's building your body the way it attracts the audience, or your athleticism, or learning choreography. You know, the teachers, when you go to a class, they have to teach people of higher caliber and lower caliber. So
Yeah.
they're not going to be able to give you the attention that you need specifically. It's on you to you know do your homework outside of class. Like what's his name, Kurt Angle,
Yeah.
greatest rookie of WWE history, right? That guy went to classes like maybe or the wrestling training like twice a week, maybe. He said the thing that made him stand out was that he was studying. He was studying the matches, you know, and his favorite wrestler was Stone Cold, and he just studied all of his matches. And you see it in his first match with Stasiak, I think was his name.
Yeah.
You see it in his first match. It's all very technical. It's what they teach you in classes, and it was all clean, you know. So
Wow,
yeah.
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
It's actually
I
inspirational.
think
Yeah.
I think Ray Lewis quoted that, the football player from Baltimore, the greatest linebacker of all
Yeah.
time. He said, "Yeah, it's not what you do in practice; it's what you do outside of practice that determines the player that you are."
Yeah.
I'm
Mm.
I'm, I'm not quoting that directly, but you know that's kind of what he said,
Yeah.
and it's so true.
Um, we again, we're so sorry about the whole Pacific timing and the timing things because
Yeah.
I'm actually on Pacific time myself, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you?
He's where I used
Las
to live.
Vegas,
Yep. I was
Huh?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, Las Vegas. Okay,
We
cool.
were both born and
Yeah,
raised there. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
very cool. Yeah,
We actually been friends for 5 years, so that is actually nice.
yeah,
yeah.
very cool.
So
Yeah.
we're planning.
No, that's I need to like I wrote down like on like I'm a very structured person, so every morning I have my routine written down because my memory is just, if I left it up to my memory, I would forget half of the stuff that I'm
Yeah.
supposed to do. But I leave a note for myself, like for this year specifically, like find my tribe, you know, find the people that will I can create things with. So what you guys have going on, you know, hold on to that.
Yeah.
Is my advice. Is that what I would say? You know, it's important.
Yeah.
Yep. That's pretty, actually really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to keep a list of things I write down too,
yeah. I
because
don't.
memory is not all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forget everything.
It's not that it's not so much that I have like uh a terrible like a really bad memory. Like my memory is random and I'll remember the most like random things, so specifically well. So it's not that I have a terrible memory, but it's just my mind is always somewhere else because I want to do like a million things, and so of course I'm not going to be able to focus on what I'm doing when I want to be somewhere else all the time. So
Mm.
that's why I write everything down. It's like, okay, this is what
Oh.
I'm doing right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
Mm.
there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with my mind. It's a
Oh,
trap. Is all.
yeah.
I wasn't saying that. Like, it was some.
No. I wasn't assuming that you were saying
Yeah,
that. I'm just yeah.
I watched this one video, short that you had on your channel. And it was like you finding this girl. It was so funny.
Tell me more. Like I was finding this girl.
It was the
Yeah,
90-second wrestling thing.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That was with my friend Yola. Yeah. I'm trying to,
Yeah.
I want to do more stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's why I'm learning the filmmaking,
I did
the
find
commercial
one
filmmaking.
that was interesting. It was Jason versus Jason. I haven't watched it
Yeah,
yet, but I still want to watch it. It's
that
very
was a
interesting.
fun one. That
Yeah,
was with my buddy Jack Slammer, who also wrestled at MPW.
I think I saw a
If you,
match with you two. I watched it.
yeah, that
That
was
was
like
good.
our yeah, that was our rookie year. Yeah, we were freaking
Yeah.
jacked that day. That's what it
So
was.
we like horror movies here. So what is your favorite horror movie of all
I,
time?
I'm not like big on like it's not like I'll watch horror movies when it's
Yeah.
there. It's never been like my go-to.
Mhm.
Um, but favorite horror movie. I don't want to get this one wrong because I know there's one that just will stick out.
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel like it's recent too. I know for the longest though, I'll just go with the one that was my favorite for the longest was the Amityville horror.
Yeah. I know. I don't watch horror
Yeah,
movies that much, but my favorite is Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
cause I just like Jason.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's my name. Some
Yeah, and
days.
that's my cousins too.
Nice. No, we this year, last year it was the first time me and my wife just during the holidays decided to watch not all the Jasons, but like the first part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mm.
I watched like three of them. I watched the first three,
yeah,
and then I watched Freddy versus Jason. I like that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
grew
it's
up
just
to
them
that one.
fighting.
Yeah,
Huh?
It's just them fighting and over and over.
Yeah. No, when I was younger, like I was trying to. I would watch it when my parents weren't there, just because I wanted to like get a peek at a booby or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did that once.
I, yeah, I did that a couple times.
2009, 2009 Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Mm.
When this was around the time when the internet was still making the sound, so
Yeah,
it's a lot easier today.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, things have evolved. So
and they will continue to.
Yeah.
With
yeah,
great minds come great technology.
Yeah.
Like I say, the future
Pandora's
is gonna be
box.
great,
Yeah.
mm.
depending on what it is.
Makes sense.
Uh, oh yeah. No, everything has to work out in the end eventually.
Yeah,
Maybe not the way we imagine it,
yeah,
Mm.
and but it's important that we accept it and adapt.
That makes sense.
yeah.
Who's Azreal? Do you have any questions?
I was gonna say, what was your favorite match growing up watching?
It's I'm ashamed to say this, but when I was a kid, I never paid attention to the matches.
I didn't
I was
either.
I was all about the storylines. I was all about the promos, and
Yeah.
yeah, and honestly, it was probably the no, I can't say that. Yeah, the storyline that nobody seems to talk about that really One of my favorite wrestlers when I was younger, not even wrestler because he's not, but he does wrestle,
Yeah.
was Shane McMahon. Just because his storylines were
Yeah.
so intense,
Mm.
you know, like the storyline he had with Kane, Jesus, back in the day, like he
Yeah.
got his nuts shocked and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, is he alive still? That shit had me like,
I like the one with Shane and Kurt Angle because
yeah, yeah, yeah,
they botched the glass thing. I was supposed to go through
yeah.
it.
Oh my god.
I watched
That
it.
I freaking that was a terrible match, but
Yeah.
I loved it.
I
You
like
know what I
a
mean?
lot of matches.
That's how that was.
Yeah, it was
Jesus.
funny.
Hey, you
Yeah.
know what? I actually want to transition into a Shane McMahon type role. If I can come back to wrestling, because I don't know,
Yeah.
because right now I ruptured my Achilles in at the end of December, so I'm still limping everywhere. So we'll see how the recovery goes. But I would like to have more of a manager role, just because I love my favorite aspect of wrestling is the
Yeah.
promos and the flippy shit. You know,
Yeah.
Mm.
That's actually
so I
why.
know.
That's why I want to make my own show.
Yeah, nice.
I've been trying to.
Oh, like your own promotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It was gonna be called the Creed Wrestling because that's what our actual team is named. But
Uh,
I just had to find more wrestlers.
yeah. My issue is, everybody's issue, not is always going to be budget. It's going to be money. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm learning the virtual filmmaking, just so I can do it on my own at a lower cost.
Yeah.
And also it's the future. Like it's Hollywood is kind of dying right now, just because I work as a background actor, so like when you see people
Yeah.
walking in the back in TV shows, that I'm one of them.
Yeah.
And work is slow. It's been slow for a very long time. So like since the since pandemic till today, it's
Yeah.
been super inconsistent. And so like this like last year, I just had the mentality of like why am I waiting for somebody to take care of these things for me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do it myself. And so that's what the Unreal
Yeah.
virtual filmmaking is all about.
I know. My dad also was a background actor.
Mhm.
He was in a film called Vitamin Z as a zombie. I watched that as a
Mm.
kid. It creeped me out because he
Yeah.
got shot in the head. I was like,
Uh,
but he was good. He played in one in 2001. He played in a movie 2001, but he
uh,
hasn't been acting since because he doesn't know what to do right now. So
dude, so it's dead. Like
yeah,
it, like that my mentality is like, A, do it myself. B, try to learn skills that where I can work anywhere I want to.
yeah,
'Cause I'm sick of this shit, man.
yeah,
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah, and I've also I'm probably gonna sound like a conspiracy theorist or something right now, but like I've been kind of studying Hollywood the way it is right now,
yeah,
and like in acting school, I was fed this idea that like if you audition enough and if you keep auditioning over and over, eventually you're gonna get the call.
yeah,
What they fail to mention is that the call you're going to get at best is a day player, which is like you have a couple of lines on a show and you're never seen again.
yeah,
Because think about it, Hollywood doesn't need anybody. Hollywood has nepo babies, right? Hollywood has um, global reach, so they can go anywhere in the country and they won't even look at you. I also have like reason to believe that British actors and Australian actors that
yeah,
they're better off because they can adjust to the American language better than we can adjust to the English language or the English accent. Excuse me, the
yeah,
English accent. So there's that. You're competing against them. You're competing against Nepo babies, international. You're competing against um, uh, kid actors
yeah,
who have grown up in the industry. Why would they look at me when they can just go off the list? It's like, well, this kid's been working since they were 8 years old. Like I'm not gonna look at an audition for a serious role. It's like when I've grown up with this person, you know. So it's just the leveling the playing field isn't you know
Yeah.
isn't fair. And then unless you come from like a prestigious school like Juilliard where they push you out there and they're like, this is, you know, this is our best guy, you know, or like an Adam Driver or a Oscar Isaac, they're not going to look at you.
Yeah.
You know, you're wasting your, unless your goal in life is to play like like I said, a day player, go for it. You know, audition as much as you can, but unless you're under one of those categories that I mentioned, Nepo baby, international, prestigious school, been doing it since you were a kid, like Leonardo DiCaprio or Tobey Maguire or you know all those guys who grew up in the industry, your chances, come on.
Yeah.
How many people do you think, like, whenever I go like to onto a set, I'm almost guaranteed to have somebody say, "Oh, you look like so and so," right?
Yeah.
Because I have a very ambiguous look. So yeah, I'm like average height, average, you know,
Yeah.
build. I look like everybody. So my chances specifically of becoming the next Marvel action hero are, you know,
Yeah.
because I look like everybody. So what's my solution in my head? What's my solution is to create something of my own. Like
Yeah.
you can't deny me. You can't deny me because here it is. You know what I mean? So I think that's where my head is at right now.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense because it's hard out here in the world to like do these things, and
Yeah,
especially how like the amount of steps you have to take to do them to get to them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I was born with my hands tied behind my back. So
Mm.
you know, I got to use this. You know, I can't
Yeah.
just do it. If I do what everyone else does, I'm gonna get the same as everyone else, or the
Mm.
same outcome as everyone else. So I'm not doing that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Does
Silver.
Azreal have any more questions?
Do you? Is a better question, buddy.
Do I have any more questions? Any shows you grew up with, like that you love?
TV shows
Yeah.
like growing. I think. I mean, I grew up to like The Simpsons, Malcolm in the
Something.
Middle. You know, I didn't have cable TV for the longest time because we were poor. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, the ones you could find on broadcast, pretty much Simpsons and Malcolm in the Middle. They're the ones that come to mind the most.
Yeah.
I actually loved Malcolm in the Middle.
Hell yeah, dude. I,
Yeah.
I just I related so much to that show. You know, because
Mm.
Yeah.
we weren't like we were more blessed than most growing me and my siblings growing up, but I could just relate to so much of how the kids were in that TV show. I'm Hispanic, so I have the Hispanic mom that just, you know,
Yeah.
Mm.
she's a fiery character, so she's yelling all the time, and
Yeah.
that was Lois. Yeah, I had the dad who tried to stay out of it, but you know,
Yeah.
occasionally would lose his mind, and when he lost his mind, it was worse. But for the most part, he was usually the calm one,
Yeah.
submissive one. So
Mm.
yeah, I related so much to that show.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Silver, buddy.
Mm.
You have another question?
Yeah.
I'm still thinking, buddy.
He's
I
still
mean, I
thinking
can do my
questions.
Mickey Mouse voice impression, but I don't want to though.
Do it.
Oh, hi there, pal. I can do that. I'm kind of good. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Voice impression.
Hey, you Maxie. That's my
Okay.
dude.
Yeah, I can do Mickey
Yo, that's
because
actually really good.
then it every once in a while.
I'm
Mm.
yearning for some learning.
Yuck. Just kidding. That's the only thing I can do.
Mm.
I
Silver.
worked
Were
on my
you?
I worked on my Winnie the Pooh for a couple of days, and it's tough. Like I probably oh, hello, how are you today?
Yeah.
It's like it's hard for me to like do it loud. Maybe if I got close to the microphone.
Yeah.
I do voices
Mm.
too.
I
So
feel left out. I'm the only one with the actual working headset. There's not a microphone.
ah.
Yeah.
I'm the odd one out.
Mm.
So,
Mm. Mm. So, did you grow up with any siblings?
Yeah. I grew up with. I have three siblings. I pretty much so an older brother, a younger sister, and then a baby sister. Like not, she's not a baby anymore, obviously, but she was 10 years younger, so she was the baby of the family.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, my brother, was a bully till I started lifting weights, and then I could whip his ass. So he never bothered me after that. And then yeah, my sister was
Mm.
I need to
the
fix my
sister.
mask real quick.
You need to fix your mask. Okay.
Yeah. The hardest thing is I have two sisters, which
Uh,
makes me like a middle child and
mm,
everything.
mhm.
I feel lucky
I
because
mainly
I'm the oldest.
I mainly live with my little sister when I was there. But
Mm, okay.
my older sister is 21, so she's she's all
Yeah.
out there and stuff.
Okay. How do you feel like? What do you feel you got out of living with sisters? Like, was there like a development in you that you're the way you think now because you were, with maybe like because you didn't grow up with brothers, is that you feel like you're an advantage or you're an advantage because of, you know what I mean?
I feel like I got out of knowing more about girls because of it
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff and how my sisters reacted and all that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. And just to how they develop and everything and how they
Mm.
grew up,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with my younger sister, I felt like um, I had to. It taught me to calm the fuck down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like with boys, you're just like it's like it's a dick measuring contest. You're like who's the toughest, who's the alpha, right? And when
Yeah.
you try to play that shit with girls, and it doesn't work. So
Mm.
Yeah.
you're like, well, like something's wrong. What do I do? Oh, calm the fuck down. Be
Yeah.
more, uh, be more in touch with your feminine side, and and I feel like I'm better off for it. 'Cause I'd probably be a real shit if I if I was raised with all boys.
Yeah. I know. I kind of feel that because I have a adopted brother
Hmm.
because he grew up in a bad home, so we just ended up adopting him. We
Hmm.
would argue because he's like 22 now, but me and him still argue a little bit. So I'm only like 18. He's like 22, so we just or 20, so we just argue back and forth.
Yeah,
It was really fun.
yeah. But like when you argue with boys,
Yeah.
like it just escalates, right?
Yeah.
But like when you argue with like a younger sister, it's almost like that Superman dichotomy. Like we're going back to that because like you have all the power, you have all the strength, but do you really want to, do you really want to put your boot on this person's neck, or do you want this person? Do you want to, have a good relationship using your words?
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by like having a sister taught me or forced me to calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
I'm not this aggressive alpha male because of it. You know what
That makes sense. Makes sense.
I mean?
Yeah. Silver.
It was mainly a struggle because I grew up with anger issues and all that stuff when I was so. It's just
Yeah.
hard to understand when you have sisters and all that.
Yeah, it takes effort. It takes sitting down and deciding to try to be
Yeah.
more empathetic and be understand like that. That's what I love about Superman is that he has all the power, but he chooses not to squish every single one of these annoying humans' heads like a
Yeah.
like a blueberry.
Yeah. I mean, it
That makes
depends.
a lot.
If you read the Injustice comics, it's different. But like regular Superman,
Justice, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I know I actually played all of it.
Injustice.
Yeah, I played 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And I actually have a good deal of comic books here. I have He-Man. I've been collecting.
Man.
Yeah, I got He-Man. I got Star Wars. I got Gotham Academy. I've been reading them.
That's sick. Oh, another reason why I'm trying to do the virtual filmmaking is because eventually one day I'd like to do like a lightsaber battle.
Yeah, I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
This guy hasn't watched it yet, and I'm trying to get him into it.
Yeah, I'm very behind. That's me.
Yeah.
And Harry
What's
Potter.
that?
He's not into Harry Potter yet either.
My wife got me into Harry Potter just because
Yeah.
I have to do what she says. So she says we're watching Harry Potter like on Christmas, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know my mom got me into that, so I'm just like on episode 6. I'm on the 6th movie. I'm not even on the 7th. Not even done. And I'm nowhere near done. It's been like 2 years. Still not done.
You know what's funny is that to me, this is my personal opinion about it. It gets better like the second time
Yeah.
you watch it.
I have been, right now, on my live streams, I've been playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Mhm.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Though I do rage quit sometimes.
Yeah,
It's really fun.
anything where a world has to be built is like worth watching.
Yeah.
Just a world well built, because that shit is hard.
Yeah.
You have to consider so many things. You have to consider lore. Like you have to build history. That takes years to do it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, all that stuff. There's like it's a universe. So like for me, it's just getting lost in it. Like,
Yeah.
like the thing that Game of Thrones does so geniusly is that like it talks about characters that never show up on the actual show, and like you want to go look like, well, who was this person? Like,
Yeah.
Rhaegar, like who was? I want to know more about him. It intrigues you.
Yeah. Like, I've watched a lot of stuff, and the more and more I get into it, I get intrigued for like Star Wars, whether it's Star Wars, DC, Marvel, even stuff that nobody watched for a long time, because I watched Doom Patrol, because I watched Titans. I like Teen Titans, the live action. I'm kind of odd one out here, but I really love those, and I'm like, that helps me sometimes. It gives me more creative ideas. Save.
Yeah.
You know what show I used to love before it lasted too long?
Yeah.
In the same universe, the DC universe, was Arrow.
Yeah.
That show, like, the first 3 seasons were fucking fire.
Yeah, my
But
mom. My
it
mom.
lasted too long.
Yeah. My mom watches
It
that
needed to
every year.
end. Yeah, it needed to end.
Yeah.
And
There's
I felt
8 seasons.
Yeah.
yeah, like dude, like stop.
I know I am trying to finish The Flash right now because I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah. It's 8 seasons of like 24 episodes each. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, this isn't.
It is fun
Yeah,
sometimes, though. I love the action scenes.
Yeah, I love and I love like my weapon of choice is the bow and arrow every single
Yeah.
time. Like that shit's so much.
Mine is actually swords. I can go show you some of my swords right now. I have 2 of them.
Nice.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Actually,
I'm actually.
I painted one too.
Huh?
I painted a sword too.
I'm actually really a bow staff person.
A bow staff. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to teach myself a little bow staff here and there, like, because like recently I was hoping. I used to wrestle or I'm still under the roster, I guess, at United.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I tore my Achilles, but if you guys want, I could have like a manager role. And if I would have done that, I would have had my walking stick, right? And I want to like be able to twirl it and shit, just to like entertain the crowd a little more that way.
I got a Zorro sword right here. It's from One Piece.
Nice.
But I painted one
Is it
myself.
actually sharp?
Not right now. I'm about to sharpen it though.
Okay.
I got one from Demon Slayer, but I kind of painted over it because it's like this color now. It's black and blue, Nightwing style.
Yeah.
I kind of made this. I painted it myself.
Dope.
But yeah, I was getting into painting this and selling them online.
Nice.
But I bought those, and then I have actually trying to been learning the bow as well. I did that back in camp, but
Nice.
I like the bow.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing with my bow, but I'm just building up like the finger tension, and
Yeah,
like trying to get a grasp of, so when the time comes that I actually get proper training, like at least I'll have the muscles built up.
yeah,
I actually used to do a lot of karate. That's
Nice.
why I was really good with those stats.
Yeah.
I just know how to throw a good right hook. That's the only thing I know to do.
That
So,
makes sense.
but I do train.
Just the fact that you like you're bragging over the right hook tells me that you need to work on your left hook.
Yeah, I do.
Because the left hook is the one that you'll actually use against a real like a actual
Yeah,
someone who knows what they're doing.
I've been training because my grandpa, he's a war veteran. He was in the Air Force.
Uh,
He teach me some karate and stuff. He was teaching me. I learned some, but I didn't learn everything.
yeah,
But he does give me good advice though sometimes about getting in shape and stuff. So I've been following that.
yeah,
That's what I've
That
been doing.
makes sense.
yeah. I do want to implement some more like combatives, like mixed martial arts into
Yeah,
my training routine, but I'm just gonna wait for my ankle to get a little bit better.
I train like every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like I train with those swords as well. To be honest, I'm pretty good with the sword, but like I'm good in it like in a movie sense. If you use it in the movies, how they use it is pretty much how good I am with that.
Yeah, it's like
Basically,
flashy. Right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I'm actually learning how to actually use it because I
yeah,
want to.
yeah.
Hmm.
Samurai.
And
Yeah.
I also want to just say I appreciate you coming on. Like,
I appreciate you having me, man. I'm like, why do these guys want to talk to me? I haven't done shit.
Well, we saw your matches and we're like, huh, he seems cool. I saw your
uh,
promo, heroes
yeah,
and villains. Or I watched that one. That one was sick. A lot of cinematics. I was like, we need him on our
yeah,
card.
yeah.
And
No, I do pride myself in my promos because I feel like I put a lot of effort. Because I love that aspect, and I feel like nobody else wants to do that aspect, and I understand because they just want to wrestle.
yeah,
But me personally, I haven't met too many people that are like that want to entertain first, as opposed to having like the 5-star match.
yeah,
So that's one thing that you won't see too often in SoCal wrestling, anyways.
yeah.
Mm.
You're actually
And,
our first guest too, so
oh, nice, hell yeah,
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
yeah,
I'm honored.
yeah.
I actually really enjoyed talking to you, Lucky.
Yeah,
I enjoyed talking to you too.
because
Yeah.
he was shy the first time, so that's why he didn't have his
Huh?
camera on the first time. He was shy.
It's it. People assume that you're supposed to be good at the stuff in the first try, and that's
Yeah,
just never the case. I've practiced. I no, I've trained my calmness under when I have to perform. Like when I first started acting, I would get a twitch on my lip that I had no control over. So
yeah,
I had to get over that mentally. Like I literally would like just lay down and just like control the nerves in that area. So it's not something that just happens overnight. It's not
yeah,
just something that happens naturally.
Mm.
yeah,
And that's interesting because I've always struggled with that kind of stuff as like
Yeah.
training to be on camera.
Yes.
Because camera, it's a lot to be on camera a lot sometimes.
yeah,
There's technique in acting for that. There's technique in acting. Every single person I've ever studied, every single actor I've ever studied, they're always going to tell you the same thing. You always want to start off with some sort of relaxation program, some sort of relaxation exercise. Every single technique starts with relaxation. That's how important it is.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
WhosAzreal have any other questions?
I mean, not. I had a lot of questions, but like, I think I pretty much said all of them.
I mean, I pretty much said all my questions mainly.
But here's the plot twist, though. If you want to ask us any questions, you can. It's
Yeah.
free.
Okay.
Okay.
What's next for you guys with the podcast?
We are gonna find more guests. We are gonna push out our content. Try to
Yeah.
help people.
What do you mean by push out?
So like, we're gonna continuously do it over and over again, so we can help
Mm.
impact more people. Dealing with either depression, anxiety. We're here to help them, and we're gonna just push it out more, so we can help those people.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's like gonna be like a safe haven for anime people, wrestling fans, and
Yeah.
from everything. So
Okay. Yeah.
that's what we're doing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
I didn't know that was like the theme.
Yeah.
Depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
I
Cause
suffer with anxiety, depression in the
yeah,
military. Just because. So during my time in the military, I was trying to go special forces,
Hmm.
and I failed because I fell asleep during a test. Believe it or not, a written test. And so I did terrible on that written test. They threw me out of the special forces training program or the selection process, and I ended up in some regular unit that I didn't sign up for, and so I just felt like I was wasting all this time, and that is what led to my depression. And the only way I got over it was going to therapy, talking about it over and over until I realized, I still have time. I'm still young. I still have my mind.
yeah,
You know, uh, I used to get really depressed whenever I would get injured, especially while I was doing wrestling, because I was like, God, I want to be great. I want to do. Um, but this injury right now, I was so I was impressed with myself, like not to sound like a douche, but like by how level headed I was, because I was preparing to make my comeback to wrestling. Like United is about to come back at the end of the month. I was like, let's go, baby. They're gonna need me. And then this
Hmm.
happened.
yeah,
And
Hmm.
instead of just like laying in my situation, like just allowing like that darkness to take over, I got to work. Like I started, okay, like I'm gonna heal. I still have my mind. What can I do? Oh,
Hmm.
study something. Revisit that editing craft, and that's what this is. Like I have like six different books of just creating, ideas for creating content. I'm trying to teach
yeah,
myself green screen. I'm trying to teach myself Unreal. I'm trying to teach myself Adobe After Effects so I can do VFX
yeah,
later on. And all that
Yeah.
shit's gonna come. All that shit's gonna come together when I'm healed. So
yeah. I
that's
know.
that's.
I learned a little bit of Adobe because in school I had video audio
Mhm,
production. I did a little bit of that. I
mhm,
was really good, but like I kind of failed some places. But I'm pretty decent, as you can like say. I'm pretty decent, so I know
mhm.
how to use it. I
Yeah,
know how to do certain things, but I still passed at least.
yeah,
So I know how to do
yeah,
certain stuff.
yeah,
But I'm still learning every day.
yeah.
One question I actually have: where do you see yourself in like 5 years? Oh, let's
um,
do it.
I don't have like a specific um image
Mm.
where I see myself. I leave myself open to
Open to new opportunities.
yes. What I do see myself in 5 years is the skill. I see myself being more skillful than I am today in my gymnastics, in my editing, and my script writing, everything.
Mm.
That's it. That's where my head is at. Everything else is out of my hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
the only thing I'm in control of is my ability to get better, to get more skill, to get more. just more knowledge.
Yeah.
Fuck everything else. Everything else will play on its own. You know,
Yeah.
I focus everything, and that's why I don't like. I did that when I was younger. I'm like I'm gonna be I'm gonna be on a TV show like Jon Snow where I'm getting paid $5 million a
Yeah.
season. Look where that got me. You know, and I was working my ass off the whole time, but I didn't plan for COVID. You know, I didn't, and if I put all my eggs into that basket at that time, I would have, you know, I would have been in a really dark place. So I don't plan like specificity anymore. I just build my skill and see what happens.
Yeah. My teacher would always say, focus on the now. Focus on right now.
Yeah,
Do not focus on the future, which is what I
yeah,
took to
and
heart.
focus on what you can, right, and focus on what you can control.
Yeah.
Everything else is out of your hands. If an asteroid hits us tomorrow, nothing I can do about it.
Yeah. It's not like we're
It's not,
Superman. We're not.
yeah,
We're not
but
Captain Marvel. That's
but
what we're.
I can read a book and try to teach myself Adobe. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I can control. That's all I care about. You know, yeah, if I'm being a shitty husband, I could, you know, I can learn more about my relationship, about my wife. I can read a book. There's a book called Seven Principles on Marriage. So I can
Yeah.
review that. You know, I can look, advice on YouTube. That's what
Yeah.
I'm in control of. I'm not in control of, you know, uh, an asteroid hitting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver,
Uh,
you got something else, Silver?
no, not really.
In my 20s, like they were pushing so much, you know, the universe, this, the you know, believe, conceive, achieve,
Yeah.
and it's just like it was bullshit. It was like the only thing you're in control of is the things you're in control of.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm,
the life we live in is all about balance. You know,
mm,
Yeah.
what you put in is what you get out. You know, you
mm,
don't put in, you don't get out. You know, how that looks, nobody knows.
Yeah.
You know, Michael Jordan, not like just to use an example, like he loved baseball. He wasn't that good at it. He was, you know, so he stuck to what was given to him, which is basketball.
Yeah.
mm. Needless to say, I
Huh?
actually do enjoy this interview. It was really good, actually.
Me too.
Yeah.
I
That we
appreciate
did
you
this.
guys having me. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
I know I suffered from depression for 8 years, which is I'm finally on medication for it, so at least I'm getting better. But I do have anxiety attacks sometimes.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
So
Uh,
I'm just trying to get through it so I can help other people.
yeah,
Is what
well,
I'm doing.
that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that'll help you too.
Yeah.
Mm,
Because when I was, you know, one thing that you learn in the military is that things get a lot easier when you realize that the guy next to you is suffering too.
Yeah.
You know,
mm,
when you don't feel alone, when you know you're not struggling through your pain
Yeah.
by yourself, there's an alleviation. It's like, oh, if he can get through it, I can get through it. You know, it's that 4 minute mile principle. You
Yeah.
know, like I didn't know I could do this, but I saw he did it, so I can do it too. You know,
Yeah.
mm.
so, yeah. Mm. We need each other. You know.
Yeah.
Just want to ask any more questions you want to ask me.
If I wanted to ask you,
Yeah, if you wanted to ask us any questions.
what's that in your background?
Me?
Oh, that
Them?
for me?
Yeah.
That's a G Fuel sign and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What? G Fuel?
Yeah.
I have a G Fuel sign, cardboard cutout, and comic books and stuff back there.
Oh, yeah. G Fuel. That's Gatorade.
It's actually an energy drink.
Oh,
He got that for free from my cousin.
nice.
I just have
Actually,
anime
I went to a
signs.
convention and
Yeah.
they let me have it.
I just have a lot of My Hero posters in the back.
Nice.
I got
You
it.
guys
I
play
got
video
it.
games?
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
It's actually surprisingly Warframe.
Warframe?
Yeah.
Never heard
It's
of it.
pretty much like you're a soldier in space. It's like
Uh,
Star Wars, but takes place in the 31st century, They use
Okay.
guns that they would normally use, like AKs, pistols, but like more like futuristic. But like it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You're like a soldier dude who has like powers
Mm-hmm.
that's built on the Warframe. Yeah, but right now we've been playing Black Ops 6.
Oh, okay. Call of Duty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where I'm getting better at my sniping because I wanted to learn that.
Yeah. Nice.
It's
What
pretty
about
hard
you?
for
What
me
about you? Phil?
because I got ADHD, so it's pretty hard for me to learn that so far.
Yeah.
And I just graduated last year, so I'm happy.
Yeah. Nice. Congrats.
But
What about you? Phil?
yeah, we pretty much usually just we chill sometimes and play games. Me, him, and my cousin.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just I kind of I finished beating Elden Ring
Yeah,
recently.
I wanted to play that, but like I kept on dying, so I deleted it.
Dude, it's so hard. I had to cheat. Like I
Yeah,
put it on my PC and I gave myself like no kill.
yeah,
I made myself invincible. So
yeah,
and even then I died a couple times. So I'm like,
yeah,
but I'm fighting these bosses and I'm maxed out. Like my strength is all the way up. I have the strongest weapon, and I'm just fighting these bosses. And I'm
yeah,
like, there's no way. Like there's no way I'd be able to do this without the cheats.
yeah.
So that game is
We're
ridiculous.
playing a game. He said it was as hard as Dark Souls because he kept on dying to a boss, and now he's
Yeah.
laughing. He kept on dying to a
Yeah.
boss. He started, and he was like, "It's like Dark Souls in this. I can't. I'm out. I'm out this
You
bitch."
guys have you guys heard of the game Sekiro?
Yeah, I actually wanted to play it.
I'm stuck at the final boss. I've been stuck at the final boss for months now. I just
Yeah,
I rage quit.
I
I rage
know.
quit.
I'm playing Star Wars. I'm stuck because I don't know where the fuck to go. It doesn't tell me where to go.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking stuck.
Have you tried checking YouTube?
Yeah, still don't know where the fuck to
No.
go.
Yeah. I hate when
But
that happens.
yeah, I've been playing that. I played all the Batman games because
I love those.
actually my first ever game was Batman Arkham Asylum, 2009.
Yeah, I love those games.
I played it as a kid. Scarecrow scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
I played
yeah.
it once. He scared me. This guy is
That,
he's
that,
still
that,
on Arkham Asylum.
yeah, that episode where you're in, or that part where you're in the dream.
Yeah,
That
it
shit's,
scared me.
yeah, it's freaky. Yeah.
Let's talk Pokemon though.
Yeah.
What is everyone's favorite Pokemon?
Mewtwo?
Silver, go.
Oh, Charizard.
I like Charizard or Squirtle.
Mine
Mainly.
surprisingly is Charizard, but like I like the black one though. The black and blue variation. But my favorite is Raichu because he's cool. My mom's is Squirtle, so
Yeah.
I used to be able to do Psyduck. It's a voice impression. I used to be able to do that, but now I can't. I used to do Charmander too. I was like Charmander, Char. I used to learn how to do that, but then now I'm still practicing actually.
Yeah.
I have a lot of stuff I'm actually
That's all
doing.
it is.
Yeah. Silver, buddy, what are you doing, buddy?
None really.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. So this has been fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else has questions?
I
No.
think I'm questioned out for now.
Yeah.
Silver, you got any now?
No.
Mm.
Really question out. Well,
So, I was gonna ask, what's your first ever game that you've ever played? Like that really
Shit.
got you into gaming?
Oh, Final Fantasy X.
I played.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I never played games. I watched my brother play,
I think.
and I was fine with it. Like
Yeah.
I loved the story so much, and I loved helping him out. It's just like, hey, you have to go there. I was his
Yeah.
eyes, and then
I
I
know.
realized when I started playing games myself that I was way better than him at it.
Yeah.
So kind of wasted potential there.
I think out of the old school like 360 games, it is Ninja Gaiden for me. I played that. I played all of them. It's really cool. That's what really got me into gaming. That and Mortal Kombat. I used to play it with my cousins, and I would get my ass beat. But and then I find out how to actually play. So I keep on winning now.
I think I played like the original Ninja Gaiden on PS1 as a demo, so
Yeah.
that kind of tells you how old I am.
And then I think my other favorite game is from the original Xbox, Jet Set Radio.
Yeah,
I
no, I think I remember that title. Yeah,
I've
it rings a
played
bell.
that with my with my older cousin. Now he's like 21,
Uh,
22. We've
yeah,
played it. I played nothing but the old Xbox games, and I was like, these are amazing. I played Crazy
yeah,
Taxi. I played Doom 64 sometimes. I played the original Doom for the original Xbox, but like, I like old school games kind of.
yeah. I kind of feel like they're simpler, so
Yeah,
it's more fun that way. Yeah, yeah.
I played a lot of Sonic. Actually,
Sonic, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah, and
I
I had a Sega.
there
yeah.
you go. I did
Sega,
too.
yeah,
I had an Atari for like a couple
yeah.
years,
Nice.
but like it was
Yeah.
fun. Pong was my favorite game on there. The only game I could ever fucking figure out.
I remember going to my cousin's house and waiting for them to like get the system set by blowing on the on the little cassettes. Just
Yeah.
like,
I know I used to play my grandma's Game Boy as well. I'll play the Game Boy. It was cool.
yeah,
I like older consoles because they're more like simpler.
yeah,
I just miss
yeah.
those.
Yeah.
I just like old
Hey,
stuff
no,
in general. I have a whole thing of VHS tapes right there in my closet.
yeah. My dad used to own a store, and he would have me like sit just till he was done with for the day. So he had this like one of those like burner cell phones, and it had this game Snake. And I would
Yeah,
just play that for hours.
I played that. I got a high
Yeah.
score of 1,800 once,
Damn.
and then I died because I was in class.
Yeah, there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
I know when I was in video audio production, I don't know how I passed. I was just watching Netflix and playing games. I was playing Gotham Knights. I was Nightwing all day.
Gotham Knights,
Yeah,
Nightwing. Yeah, I
because
want to play that game just to play Nightwing.
I have like a list of Robins. Mine goes Dick, obviously, and then it goes Jason.
Hmm.
Then it goes Tim, and then Damien. Kathy Kelly's last, cause
Who?
Kathy
Oh yeah,
Kelly.
yeah.
I've
She
been
the
yeah. I
is
like
she the one from
the returns.
Dark Knight Returns?
Yeah,
Yeah, I love those.
I liked Jason because his story was like interesting. They actually the fans chose to kill him off. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. But I have a lot of good heroes that I want to like make more characters like about in my comics.
Mm.
We have a lot. I have one that's based off the Flash. His name's Scarlet Knight. He's actually a knight.
Oh, that's
Cause I love history. It's like it's like I play Assassin's Creed history.
uh,
I love history.
yeah,
That's the only class I ever paid attention to.
yeah.
With history,
Yeah.
I learned about Jack the Ripper. He was fun.
Oh,
It's like all the crazy adaptations, like Record of Ragnarok. I've watched it. I told my buddy to watch it. He had to finish it in like 2 years. He's still on episode 1, season 1.
said Oh, yeah, the
Yeah,
anime, right?
yeah, Record of
Yeah,
Ragnarok.
well,
Yeah,
the gods fight
yeah.
each other.
I like that anime.
Oh.
I'm waiting for season 3 to come out.
Yeah, I think I watched the first 2 episodes of that one. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I watched it all. I watched the last fight. It had Jack the Ripper in it. He looked sick in that one. I just like history. I think my favorite person from history is King Arthur. Yeah.
Hmm.
My
Oh, he's
favorite.
a mythical character.
Yeah, my favorite time period
Yeah,
is
hands.
like ancient Japan
Yeah.
because I like all the other gods. It's like Sun Wukong. That's one of my inspirations for one of my characters
Hmm.
because his name's Sunlight because it kind of just makes sense.
Yeah, damn. I need to get into some of that. I have no knowledge of Japanese mythology.
Yeah, I know about all the gods from like everything. There's Amaterasu, which is a god in Asia. I didn't know that until now. That's what Sasuke's power is based off of now.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
yeah, basically half their jutsus are named after those gods
Huh.
in those stories. But I've been doing my research
Yeah.
because Especially Egypt, because that's where the next God of War game is going to take place. Egypt.
Oh wow,
Yeah, ancient Egypt.
that's cool.
I've
Yeah,
been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed 2.
yeah.
I think my favorite out of that is number 1 for me
Oh really?
because
All the way back there. Oh, that was in Egypt, huh?
that one was in somewhere in Baghdad, somewhere near
Oh,
there.
okay. Yeah. Middle East.
Origins is the one in Egypt, which I beat it on stream for 24 hours.
Nice.
Then I did a 306-hour stream. No wait, a 32-hour stream on Minecraft. I didn't know how that was possible.
Yeah.
I wasn't even playing. It was just there for 32 hours. I fell asleep with it
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I was watching YouTube. I didn't know it was on.
Damn.
But then I did that. And then me and him actually, we were making a map in that game.
Nice.
We that's how we make our comic book things. We built it in there. And that's how it's gonna look in the comics, kinda.
Uh-huh.
So we did that.
Oh shit.
It was gonna take us 4 years to make a map.
Yeah.
So we were
pretty
gonna
good,
do
yeah.
that. Yeah, that's why he. That's actually the first reason why he got into coding sometimes, because he wanted to learn how to do mods and stuff,
Yeah.
so he can get better.
Yeah, well, it ain't easy.
Yeah. Although he did all the work, because he's a good builder. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have a very creative memory, so I know how to build. But like everything I do is like Picasso style, so it's all weird.
Gotcha.
But it's cool.
Do you like draw out the characters?
Sometimes, yeah, he does. I
Yeah.
used to draw. I drawed like Naruto, Luffy, and them. But like I usually can't draw that much because my hands start to shake sometimes. So he's the drawer right there. I'm just a storyteller
Nice.
because I'm good at stories.
Good.
But
Where's that come from?
me,
The good storytelling. Where does that come from?
mainly wrestling because I did watch a lot of old promos. More of
Okay.
comics, stories and games in general.
Yeah.
Like one of my character stories is that he grew up with a bad father, a bad brother. The father killed his mother and all that. He was tortured for 7 years until he was 5. 5 until 12. Then that's Phantoms. But like, that's a really good backstory. That's what I got it from. I just really put that together. I'm just good at storytelling because I have a lot of good names. I have Night. Actually, Shinigami is the father's name. And then I got Devil Clown, just like Joker, but he's the king of hell instead of.
Shouldn't have called me from Death Note.
No, not Death Note.
I'm just kidding.
You know what? I actually like the Death Note.
Yeah, that's a good anime.
I binge watched that.
Yeah, that shit was.
I know. I need to finish.
I watched that one day. Death Note.
I have to finish Avatar because I haven't watched Legend of Korra yet. I watched the original. I'm like way behind.
Yeah. Oh, the Avatar. Yeah,
That's Airbender, yeah.
that's up there. Yeah, that's up there with one of my favorites.
Yeah,
One of my favorite, animes for sure.
I love a lot of anime. Like, I started with My Hero. Second was Naruto. Third, I believe, was actually Seven Deadly Sins. But, which me and him both watched. It was good. Now, back in high school, when I was in like 11th grade, I wanted to make an anime. I had it all planned out. But then we ended up not doing it. But if we get enough around that, I'm going to do that because we're both getting into voice acting as well.
Yeah.
So we can voice act our own
things.
things.
Yeah. Trying to get into all of that.
I know I can kind of lower my voice. I don't know what he can do yet. I forgot. Silver? No, you listen here, buddy. No, like, yeah, I do voice impressions sometimes. I do Mickey. I did it great one night. Out of nowhere, I just did it. And that's how I learned how to do it. Because my cousin was playing with Mickey. I just did it. I was like, oh, hey there, pal. And they just did it. And then out of nowhere, they were like, oh my god, that was good. But, I'm actually been learning a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I've been learning how to paint. like I painted this entire mask. It was gold at one point. It was gold.
Nice.
Now it's black with little paint splatters of like
Yeah.
purple. Cause I like those colors, purple, black.
Yeah.
But I have like a creative mind when it comes to certain stuff. So I'm like, I know how to paint. I don't know how to draw as much, but like I know how to do like Picasso type drawings.
I'm sure you could learn. I think I tried learning how to draw one time. I went to the library, just got some drawing books.
Yeah, I know.
So it's possible.
I read a lot of comics whenever I can. When I was at the library, I'd read like Batman, Spider-Man, because yeah, they helped me a lot. But
Yeah. That's what they're there for.
Yeah. Then
Give
I
us
have
hope.
a lot of other stuff I watched. Right now, I believe I'm watching The Umbrella Academy on Netflix.
Hmm.
I haven't watched that yet, and I'm watching it. I'm on like season 1, episode like 2 or 3. And
Oh,
and
what
then
happened to Silver's camera?
Sorry, I had to change it. A thing died.
yeah, the thing there.
Oh, good.
But speaking of which, mine's on 93, so I'm good. Anyways, like I said, I am getting into older anime. I've watched Inuyasha. I watched some of it. It's like I'm on like 20 different animes at once right now. Full Metal, Inuyasha, Hellsing, Dragon Ball, One Piece. Which I got my cousin into One Piece.
Yeah.
He didn't like anime. My Hero, I'm rewatching it because I didn't finish the last season. Then I'm watching Tokyo Ghoul still. I'm watching a lot, all at once. I finished JoJo's.
I'm just watching 3 right now. Or not. One's not anime, like a Japanese anime one. So I already told you Dr. Stone, Solo Leveling, and then the third one is Invincible.
Yeah, I should get around to Invincible. I haven't watched it yet.
It's all right.
But I've been watching a lot.
Solo Leveling.
Yeah. I haven't watched that yet. I should. I should probably get around to that.
Solo Leveling?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
I love it because it's like it's pretty much an anime about Elden Ring.
Yeah. I think the other ones are Kangen Tournament, and then there's Baki. I'm watching Baki as well. Because I wanted to watch it. I just don't know which one to start with. I think I'm watching the 2021.
There's a lot.
Yeah. I watched the crossover movie with the Kangen and Baki, which was crazy because that's the first ever crossover in anime history.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
But like,
All right, fellas, I gotta get going.
I
Yeah, I gotta clean up my room and shit because the wife isn't here.
Alright.
Okay.
This has been the Idiots Podcast. Like we say,
Nice talking
we
to you.
quote Pensa at the end.
Yeah.
So we're ready?
Yeah.
Cero,
Alright.
miedo. Alright, this has been the Idiots Podcast
Oh god.
with special guest Jason. This was a good-
Levi. You choose.
Yeah, this has been a good podcast. Don't you agree?
I do agree, wholeheartedly.
So thank you for watching, and we're happy you were here.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And I'm
Have a nice
honest with
day.
you. Thank you. You too.
Thanks. Okay,
Yeah,
Later,
bye.
fellas. Take care.
That was good. Okay, thoughts?
Yeah.
Thoughts? Go ahead, go. Thoughts?
I actually enjoyed talking to him.
Yeah, back in the fucking background, there was like music playing, so I don't know if that picked up, but he had some pretty good questions. We had some pretty good answers.
Yep.
We had good questions. It was great.
Yeah.
So I somehow I should have asked him why he follows me on Instagram. I still haven't done that. Whoops.
Yeah.
But like this, like I said, this is going up next Friday. No wait, this Friday? No wait, yeah, next Friday, because it is Sunday. But like I said, it's been Idiots Podcast, so
There will
bye.
be clips of this on YouTube.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Follow us on Instagram, you fuck.